Does consciousness exist without a body? Because nothing exists beyond the physical, anything and everything that exists is necessarily physically instantiated, including processes of mind. Even though the association between the two can seem mysterious, nevertheless, there are no processes in mind that are not physically instantiated. So, to summarize briefly, since a mind is mediated by the physical, so there are no minds which are not grounded in the physical, and since bodies are necessarily physical, a mind requires a body. Neuroscience perspective. The brain generates consciousness, and consciousness is localized in the brain. When the brain dies, consciousness ends. Alternative perspectives. Consciousness may be a fundamental property of the universe, like dark matter or gravity. Consciousness may be a relativistic phenomenon, meaning it depends on the observer's frame of reference. Keeping all of this in mind, let us see where this could be explained and defined in a debate. I am looking for definite evidence of a consciousness that exists without a body. Can we get an honest answer, or shall we get nonsense on this topic that gets us nowhere close to a real answer that matters? Let's watch this video and observe. Let me know your thoughts about this topic in the comments.
At Scam Chan, welcome to No Fugazi Podcast. State your name, where you from?
Scam Chan, I'm from Belleville, Illinois.
All right. What's up? Talk to me. You here to debate?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What you got for me?
I keep hearing you mentioning that God is beyond space and time and all that. I would like to understand, how can anything exist beyond space and time and interact with reality?
Okay. How can anything exist outside of time, space, and matter and interact with reality?
That's right.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, are you conscious?
I'm in reality.
Are you conscious?
Yeah, I'm conscious.
Okay.
I'm in the same reality.
Wait. Time out. Does your conscious interact with time, space, and matter?
My body does.
No. That's not the question.
My body does.
Does your body is the shell to hold the consciousness? So I would say
there is no such thing as a conscious without a body.
Let me finish. I would say that your body is the shell that holds the consciousness. So already from the door, consciousness is not bound by time, space, or matter, right? It's not bound by time, space, or matter. So with that being said, the only reason why we know that we are conscious right now is because we have this shell that embodies, that holds and stores consciousness, right? So that answers your question. Your question was, well, how do we know that if there's a God that's outside of time, space, and matter that can interact with time, space, and matter? You conscious, you're doing it right now, my nigga. God dang. End the debate.
No, we got to go further than that.
Okay, chat, that was
almost,
good, chat.
It's almost like you're deflecting.
That's not a deflect.
You're deflecting answering the question, though.
Okay, so let's get deeper. Go ahead.
Because you claim that there's a being that exists outside of time and space and matter. So how do you do anything in time or space outside of it?
How do you do anything in time or space outside of it?
Right.
Okay. Good question.
Because my physical body and consciousness is in this reality. I'm not outside of it.
Got it. I think I just answered that question already, but I got a better question for you to think about, right? Where did consciousness come from? You think that consciousness came from matter, space, or time? Like, think about it. Your consciousness, you don't know where it came from. We don't know where it came from. You can't measure it. You can't do anything. So time, space, and matter, we can't measure it. Time, space, and matter is all, it's things that all has to come together at the same time in order for it to be measured, right? So therefore, you can't, like, think about it. You can't have, space without time or without matter. and you can't have matter without time or any space. So these are things that had to come together simultaneously at once. Now your conscious is not, your conscious is the thing that is bound, that's bound by matter, meaning your shell, the human being, right? So my question for you is, then where did consciousness come from?
Where did it come from?
Yeah, where consciousness come from?
It's okay to say that I don't know.
But think about it. Stop right
also,
there, Scam Chin. Think about it. You just answered your question right there.
No, I didn't.
Let me just give it to you, bro. You did.
No,
All right, let me finish.
By me saying I don't know, that does not.
Let me put it together for you, man. Let me put it together for you, right? So you just said that. Well, where does consciousness come from? You don't know where consciousness came from. So it had, listen. It had to come from a place, a source that wasn't bound by time, space, or matter. Game over, bro. That's checkmate.
No, I don't think so. It's like rather than giving an answer, you're trying to place an answer on it.
I'm not placing the answer on it. I literally answered your question, man.
Remember the question that I asked. I said, how can anything outside of time, space, and matter interact with our reality?
The same way your consciousness does. The same way your consciousness does.
Okay.
That's the answer to your question. You said how. I just explained it to you. How is the same way your consciousness does. Now, the truth is, we don't know.
My consciousness does not make my reality.
Bro.
Then I'm in.
Well, how doesn't it? How doesn't it make your reality? So what? That don't make sense.
You're trying to tell me all I have to do is think of something to make it real?
No. What? No, man. I said that. You said that my consciousness doesn't. No, listen. One mic at a time. You said that my consciousness doesn't make things reality. Well, no. You said my consciousness doesn't make things my reality. That's what you said. Yes, your consciousness does make things your reality because you can't observe the physical world without being conscious. So your question again was, well, how can something that is not bound by time, space, or matter affect the physical world? The answer is the same way your consciousness does. If you're unconscious, you can't affect the physical world. You wouldn't even be able to observe it. So I'm telling you that if you can admit that you have consciousness, which you know you do, God is not bound by time, space, or matter, which he can affect the physical world. That's the answer, bro. It's not that hard.
So he exists outside of
time, space, or matter. Yeah.
He's a conscious being existing without a body outside of time and space.
Yes, because it's God. Nigga, we not God.
Right.
If we could, we would be God. And I would actually say this. Our consciousness itself doesn't, but our spirit, I mean, that does exist without that's not bound by time, space, or matter. So I would say from that standpoint, but that's a different type of conversation. But anyways, man, good question.
Into a spirit, and you haven't even defined
what
God is or what God can do outside of time and space. When you keep pointing to consciousness, I haven't seen any.
That was an example.
Without a body. I have never seen any consciousness without a body or a mind.
Okay, so explain emotions, bro.
Emotions exist outside of a body?
But what are you? I'm saying explain emotions.
Exist outside of a body?
No, what emotions does? Emotions
outside of a body.
I don't time out. Listen, I don't know your emotions. I only know you have emotions, but I don't know your emotions. I only know that you are emotional if you act on your emotions. So that is something that exists outside of the physical, meaning that it's in here, it's in the conscious, it's not actually physical yet. So yeah, bro, Like I could break it down many different ways.
in here.
So you atheist, you don't believe in God?
I don't see one. I don't see one interacting with reality at all.
So you
At
only
all.
believe so you're atheist. You don't believe that there is a God. So you believe that we came from nothing.
I didn't say we came from nothing. I just said I don't
So-
see a God interacting with reality that we all observe.
All right.
I
Well,
don't
you
see
don't see
I
you
don't
don't
see
see
that.
air. You don't see air, but
Don't make.
You
I don't-
breathe
I'm not
and you
the one-
living.
I'm not the one making a claim that a God is everywhere, either. So I'm
okay,
trying to
but
pick
I'm going
where's
off
this
of what
God?
you said. You said that the reason why you don't believe in God because you don't see it. I'm telling you that, nigga, you don't see a lot of things. You don't see all the microorganisms that's living on your skin and diseases and bacteria. You don't see it. But
But I don't-
if we look
but
through
I
a
don't-
microscope,
but I don't. I'm not the one making a claim that a God exists without the evidence of one existing.
listen,
But I had, if that's the missed $1 million question, if anybody could put forth that there is a God and prove that this God exists, that's doing anything in this reality, they can go ahead and collect their Nobel Prize for that.
okay, I see what you're saying. So you want physical proof, meaning that you need to see, touch, taste, hear.
No, I don't need to see, touch, or anything. I just want it testable and prove.
You want to
and
test
prove.
it. I think
Yeah.
it has already been
But
tested
I
scientifically,
mean,
man.
you got all these religions that have all these different gods. It should just be one. Why are there many?
Well,
how do we
that's
test-
the
how do
problem
we
with
test which
perception.
one is real? How do we test which one is real and which one is fake? What's the test for that? Because I'm not going to go and tell somebody that God is a conscious being and then say, well, I'm going to pray to this God for something to happen. Billions of people are praying every day for something to happen. It
Okay.
doesn't happen.
I got
It's
I
not-
got some questions for you, Scam Chan. Give me 1 second. Modit, you could go ahead and contact me via if you look at the links in the description on this channel here, you can contact me there, and you can. I got the Instagram there. I got the email there. You can contact me anyway with using those sources in the YouTube description. That's how you get in contact with me. All right, man. So Scam Chan, so you're atheist. You don't believe that there is a God. You would only believe that there is a God if you can observe it. So you need some actual physical proof. So my question would be for you then, where do you believe life started from?
Like all life.
Yeah, how did life start? You still believe in Big Bang Theory? That's already been, disproven.
I don't know if
You
it's
believe
been
in evolution? That's
don't-
been disproven too.
No, evolution. We observe evolution all the time.
No, we observe
We
things
observe
evolve.
evolution all the time. That's
We
been-
observe things evolve. We don't actually observe the theory of evolution.
We don't.
We've never observed it. They
so
say
you're
it's
telling me-
they say it's hundreds of thousands of years ago. How did we ever observe a sea animal, then come to a land animal, then come to a chimpanzee, and now we're a human being with consciousness and everything? So no, we've never observed evolution either. So think about it. You're believing in something currently right now that you haven't even observed.
Guess next you're gonna tell me the Earth is flat, and
No, I
and
don't believe that the Earth is flat.
and the Earth is 6,000 years old, and all this other stuff. Evolution hasn't been debunked.
Listen, man.
And to top it all off, how do we get to you're placing a God in front of all of that, and when we can't even actually, how do you get to say there is one without proving there is one? How do you know you even have the right God if you can't even prove it exists?
Prove that it ain't one.
I don't have to prove. I'm not making a claim that there is one.
Okay. So
You're making
If-
a claim that there is
if-
one. I don't have to prove. I'm telling you, I don't have proof that there is one. You're claiming that there is one. Why is it so hard for anybody to prove that there is
Got
one?
it. But you are making a
How do you
claim
prove
that
you
got
think
it.
you got the right
It's
one?
the same thing, man. Listen,
Everybody
Scam
thinks they
Chan.
got the right God.
Yeah, one mic at a time, right? It's the same thing. I'm making a claim that it is one, and you're making a claim that there isn't one. I can say the same thing to you. Well, prove to me that there isn't one and that we came from nothing. Like, okay, where do you think we came from?
I know that no invisible being breathed into some dirt and brought it to life. I don't believe in that. Show me where that happens.
Okay, man. You may not believe in the Bible. We're not speaking anything biblically. We just speaking about God, a higher being, right? The supreme being. We're not speaking about Jesus. We're not speaking about any type of religions. We're speaking in general about the Almighty God, right? That you don't believe in. So my question for you is, then my belief is God created everything. God created time, space, and matter because he's not bound by time, space, and matter. So he created it. Your belief is that, well, no, God didn't create time, space, or matter. So my question for you is, then where did we come from? Where did time, space, and matter come from?
It didn't have to come from anywhere if it already existed.
These are things that we observe. So you're telling me that time, space, and matter came from nothing?
I didn't say it came from nothing. Just like you're trying.
Okay, well, think about this.
No,
think about it. You can't have time without space and matter, because think about it. There's matter. We got my microphone. This is matter. We got the water bottle. This is matter. In between, to get to one distance from another distance would be time, right? And then, well, in between here would be space. That's what space is. This is space. So matter. This is space. In order to get to these distances, what we can measure, this would be the calculation of time, right? So in order for these three things have to come together at once. So the space that the matter is around has to come together at the same time the matter is there, which creates time, what we can observe and what we can measure. So you're telling me that, well, I don't know how we got time, space, and matter. I'm telling you that, Brett, it had to come from somewhere. And I believe that God created time, space, and matter.
It's okay to say you don't know, but you want to put God on top. You want to put your God on top of all that.
I think that it's better to say that it came from nothing, because how can you get nothing? How can you get something from nothing? Answer that question. How can you get something from nothing?
Where is everybody trying to say that nothing came from when there was always something?
How can there always be something?
There was always something.
So it was okay.
We don't want to add God to that without proving that there was one. That's
okay. If so, let's just bring it all the way back. Let's just go with this, bro. And then I'm gonna get to the next caller. If there was something, then my question is, where did the first something come from?
Who created God?
No. Listen. That ain't don't answer my question with another question, real quick.
You're putting God on top of everything.
No.
Else, so God
Listen, bro. Listen. Answer the question, right? You're saying that there has always been something. So if we have a superpower, hypothetically, if we have a superpower and you can look all the way back at all the somethings, like something had to come from something. So I'm asking you, where did that first something come from? Are you saying that it had to come from something? Well, then where did that something come from? Did it come from nothing?
I didn't say the something came from nothing. I'm saying the something was always there.
But if the something was always there, then it had to be something. Then what brought the something there?
Okay,
bro, you speaking nonsense. And any type of
if your God was always there, then he should be here right now.
But we're speaking about time, space, and matter, which is things that we can observe.
Now, right?
The God that I believe in isn't bound by time, space, or matter. So this is an entity that created the something. You don't believe in an entity that created the something that you believe in. You just believe in the something. Take it a step back further. What's the entity that created that something that you can observe?
It didn't have to be created if it was already there.
So if it was already there,
you're just adding.
If it was already there, listen, who put it there? If it was already there,
nobody had to put it there if it was already there.
Listen, man. All right,
you're adding without proof. You're adding without proof. That's what I've been asking.
Bro, you believe that's. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. You actually believe in God because you believe that something came from something and that something was always there. That's more magical than anything. You believe in God, bro. You believe in a something.
Answering a question with a question isn't an honest way to debate. Can anything exist beyond time or space? Think about anything that exists for no time. Think about something that exists without space. Can anything take action that takes no time or space? So for a God to take action of creation, he would need space and time. Think of it this way. What was before time? This would mean time has always existed. Can you create anything without space? Could a God create himself? Somehow a God can manifest things into reality by speaking. Is there a reason for any God to hide from mortals and expect worship? Why can't any God enforce his own rules and ideas? The evidence that proves any God of love by his actions is missing. Can we test that? Let's observe any God responding to prayer timely. That should put an end to all debate on the topic. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe today.